Hello knitters, Phelan from Strand's Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have a class, and guess what? Christmas in July. Oh my goodness. Stay tuned. Okay, so the class I'm going to talk about is the Festival of Stitches. So it's a reminder of those who are already doing this. It is July 13th, Saturday from 12 to 2. If you want to start it, you're welcome to do that too. It's just sort of an ongoing thing. And so if you wanted to start, I'll put pictures up here. So if you were sitting on the fence and I'm like, okay, let's get this started, you can come too. So that is Saturday, July 13th from 12 to 2. Okay, and I also wanted to talk about Ella's kids camp for summer. Just a reminder that we do have this going. So she has class on Mondays from 10 to 11:30, and then her all year round classes on Saturdays from 2 to 3:30. And that's for kids, up through high school and down to, I don't know, usually it's like 7 or 8 can start knitting and crocheting. And so that's also going. So if you have kiddos that you would like to be, have something to do for a morning, then this is an option. So just call the store and we'll get you signed up and give you all the information. All right. And the other update is this Sunday was supposed to be a sweater class from 10 to 12. I'm moving it down into the workshop from 12 to 2 on Sunday. So Sunday 12 to 2 is the sweater workshop, and it's just also a workshop. So if you were planning, I don't have anybody on the list, so I don't think anybody was coming. But if you were, and I don't know about it, then that's what's happened. It's moved down to from 12 to 2 on Sunday. All right, I'm going to actually talk about it. I think I skipped this last year, but I'm going to talk about it. So Christmas in July. So if you're a maker like we are, and we have actually a slow art, this is a very slow art. It takes time to do our stuff. So it's a really good idea if you're wanting to knit something or crochet something for people for Christmas gifts, to sort of figure that out and get started now, especially if you want to do bigger things, like if you want to knit a sweater, or if you want to knit a Christmas throw, or anything that takes a little bit more time. This way you can do it and you have plenty of time. So that's the one thing to start thinking about. And I know it's hard, but it really pays off in the end. It is amazing to have, if you're knitting and you've got everything done by Thanksgiving, and then you can it's amazing to have that off your shoulders. And then if you want to sneak some other things in, you can. I do that all the time. Come beginning of December, I'm like, well, I just want to knit for Christmas. So then I'll knit an extra something for my sons or something like that, that I just sort of gets me in the spirit of Christmas still. But anything big, I will have already started and gotten going so that it is easily done. Because, when we're knitting, our feelings and thoughts go into the knitting. It carries our energy. So if you're like stressed out, like, oh my God, I gotta get this done, that's not very good energy to put into your knitting. But if you're enjoying it and it's fun and it's summer and it's bright and I'm just having the best time, well, that's a much better energy to put into your knitting. And don't think that doesn't happen, because our energy goes into everything. But this is knitting. You're doing a stitch at a time. They have prayer blankets for a reason, because if you're working for somebody, if you have somebody, it could be just generically. But if you're sort of in a prayerful mood the whole time you're creating the shawl, that moves on to the person. They may feel just relaxed when they put it on. They don't know why, it just feels relaxing. So for Christmas, don't be at the end there going, oh my God, I gotta get this done, No. Start it earlier. Now, if you don't want to start it now, that's fine, but at least get it started after school starts in, September. At least by September, start really thinking about what you may or may not want to knit for people and get it going. Don't wait until the last minute, even though I know lots of us will. And stuff. So what I'm gonna do this year, because instead of just doing a very specific project, I'm going to be giving you projects each week, like ideas for projects and different categories of projects in the next four-ish weeks. And any of those projects, if you need help doing them, we're just going to have a workshop called Christmas in July Workshop. which means you can come in and start any of the things, or you found something else that you want to start for Christmas and you need help starting it, or just to get you going. Like, there's going to be 3 of these. So you could come to all 3 and just really get yourself going. And then you'll have momentum behind you, and you can probably get things done. And you can always come to workshops all the time to keep things going, because that's what they're really, really good at. Is like, if you go if you go once a week to a workshop, you stay in the knitting mind, you stay focused, you stay just creating. You keep creating. If you sort of pull back, it can be harder. Not for me, it's not. I create every day. I can't not do that. But if you want help getting it going, and like, God, why don't you just come to the workshop once a week, any of them, because being around all the other people who are excited about knitting makes you more excited about your knitting. I mean, when we're knitting in other places, we're sort of all by ourselves, and nobody's, they might be excited. They might be saying, oh, that's really good, but it's not the same as a bunch of knitters getting together, excited about knitting and crocheting. So I highly suggest a workshop periodically, at least once a month, not twice a month and every week or whatever. But that is also going to happen now with Christmas in July. So the dates of the workshop is, I didn't write down the day time or the date. So I've got one on July 20th. So that's Sunday, July 20th. That will be from 10 to 12. Then I have one on, wait, I missed a page. Okay, July 20th. Then there'll be one on July 26th, which is a Saturday from 12 to 2. And the last one, we're going to sneak it into the beginning of August, because, this is 4th of July weekend, so that sort of took that weekend out. and that'll be August 3rd, Sunday from 10 to 12. So there's 3 classes. Just focusing on Christmas, getting your Christmas stuff started. And again, it can be anything, because I'm going to be throwing a lot of different patterns at you. And it can be any of those things. Now, I'm going to keep the class down to about 6 people. That way, if you, like, I have some complicated stuff going on, I can really get to everybody. So I'm going to keep it locked down to 6 people. But again, if you can't make these, come to a workshop and I can get you started. Yeah, and if you really want it, you can do a private and I can get you started. Private's only $30 an hour. They're not really expensive, and I can get you started. So you've got some options on how to get started with all this stuff, okay? So the first thing, so as I said, that you want to concentrate on things that might take more time, and the other thing you want to concentrate on is multiples. So if you are in any clubs, you've got students, you've got whatever, where you family, a large family, where you need multiple gifts, like basically the same gift to everybody. This is start it. Start it. I mean, you want to keep it really simple, but still, if you got to make 16 of something or 20 of something, go ahead and get started, because you can just do a couple a week and it's like nothing and it'll be done. And that's way better than at the end going, oh my God, don't do that to yourself. Okay, so some ideas. I'm going to put pictures up here because we don't have any of the stuff out that I might have. So first of all, tops and sweaters, vests, any of those kinds of things. And it doesn't have to be Christmas themed, obviously, but you want to give them a sweater for Christmas. So again, a sweater class is always an option, but you could bring it and we could get it started in the Christmas for July class, or again at any workshop. So sweaters, if you have an idea that you want to knit clothing for people, children's clothing, any of these things, I mean, a gorgeous little child's Christmas outfit, then you need to go ahead and just get it started so that it's easily done, it's easily taken care of. So that's an idea. The next idea is stockings. So here's some. I'm just going to be talking about this. I'm going to show you a few of the Fair Isle stuff because those are amazing and I love doing those. And but also some really simple ones. So if you need to knit stockings, I would get started on those. They do take some time to knit. Even if they're simple, they still take some time to knit. You can make these really bulky and on big needles, so they take a lot less time. But if you don't knit socks, it's got the heel construction that you sort of have to get. But you can knit an awful lot of it is like just going around in a circle. So it's super easy for the most part. It's just the heel part. If you don't knit socks, you'll come in and I'll help you get that done and then you can finish it off. The next is throws. So Christmas throws, winter throws, seasonal throws, crocheted or knitted. Those are bigger projects, so you want time to do that. We have this one in the store. It's a buffalo check blanket. It's done modularly, but yeah, so you're knitting these squares, but they're like yeah, you got this, and it ends up being like this because of your shaping. So anyway, and then you're putting it like a diamond on the point there. And then every next square you're picking up the square, picking up the side and doing it. So there's no sewing. Once you're done with this. There's no sewing squares together. You do it as you go. So it's a really fun project, again, on bigger needles and on bigger yarn. And it's just wonderful. It doesn't have to be red, black, and white or gray. I don't have the picture in front of me, but those are more Christmassy colors, but it can be any colors. You know, it can be black, gray, and white. It could be aqua, gray, and cream. It could be anything that matches decor. So throw is another idea, and there's a million throws out there. So it's any simple throw is just fine. And then, so multiples. Okay, and then we have this mitten garlands, mittens. And that's one of the most fun things I ever did. So that is a really good pattern because you don't have to pick up the thumb. There's no picking up things. You just sew up the little thumb area, and it's wonderful. And after you've done the mitten a couple times, and you know what you're doing, then adding in the striping or different colors or blocking, color blocking, just becomes fun. There's no real pattern for that. You just sort of make it up. And if you haven't done that before, this would be a good project to learn how to do that, because it is fun just to sort of make things up with different colors. And it's easy. I mean, striping is no big deal. 2 rounds of this color, 2 rounds of that color, 2 rounds of this color. It's not that big a deal. And then you'll also find mittens that have beautiful color work stranding on them. Like there's one for the 12 days of Christmas. So you can go to more complicated if you like, but these ones are super simple. They can be all one color. They could be all just solid colors. You don't have to do anything with them, and they're still adorable. And you'll put them in, like I had one client did, and she put it in this beautiful box, and it just is amazing. So if you've got grandkids around, yeah, this is a good one to do, or your own younger children. This is a really fun project to do, and you give it to them, and then they have an advent calendar that they can work with that you made. It's great. And then there are coasters. So these coasters, you see these often here. This is called Lizard Ridge. The pattern is called Lizard Ridge. You make one big square. So this is like one, and there's 2 more down here. And then you felt it, and then you just cut it for coasters. And then you put a bow on it, and it's fabulous. You can do this straight knitting. You do not need to do this pattern. But if you wanted to learn how to do German short rows, that's what this is going to be. This is short rows, and that's why you're getting these wavy lines in the color work. And this is knurl yarn, so the color work just happens with the yarn. It's not anything you have to do. So you can knit it just straight. They come out beautiful. They're beautiful. Or you can do short rows. And then if you don't know how to do German short rows, I'll be teaching how to do German short rows and how to mark your pattern so you don't get so confused about turning it back and forth in the middle of rows, because that's what's confusing for everybody. So that's another idea of making, lots of coaster sets that you can, you always have one to take to somebody or to your groups or whatever you need. So that's it for today on the Christmas in July. Again, any of these patterns, ideas, you can bring to the classes when they start, and that's how I think we're gonna handle it this year. Because if I just put a specific class like the mittens class, I don't know if anybody wants to do those. So but this way I can help all of you doing whatever it is you want to do. And again, if you find something else that you want to do, bring it in and we'll help you get it going. So, all right, and that's it for today. Happy 4th of July. I hope everybody stays safe. We are. So anyways, I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.